Mr. Randy Watson. Yes, Randy Watson.
That boy is good.
Mm-hmm. Good and terrible.
And Reverend Brown. 2 years for the Reverend. This man's been my Reverend since I was a little boy, and I love him dearly. You're a very special man. Reverend Brown. Reverend Brown. It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful audience. Give yourselves a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely. And while you're in the clapping mood, I'd like to give a big round of applause to my band, Sexual Chocolate. Sexual Chocolate. They play so fine, don't you agree? I believe the children are our future. Thank you. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride. Make it easier.
Some of the good stuff, right? Coming up.
Want a Coke? Join the show?
Enjoy, young man.
I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, you can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all inside of me. Yeah. Sexy chocolate.
Hey. What's going on out there, everybody? Nigga Rockin' Podcast, I-70 Connect. I am the KC Stork. We back in the house. It's been too long. Sorry about last week not having the podcast. We recorded, but there was some audio issues. We are not audio-visual technologists, so we are learning on the go. But anyway, kind of semi-full house. We got my man Joe Jeff, half of the Brothers of Doom. We got 10 meters, and then we got the lady of Lavender herself, A.D.A, in the house. What's going on, everybody?
Hey.
What up? Hey.
It's so good to see all you melanated face. Even though I can't see you niggas because y'all all turn your cameras off. So I guess that's what we doing today. Anyway, going around the horn. What's going on, Anthony? Actually, you know what? Ladies first. My bad. Ladies first. I'm sorry. So we are gentlemen here.
Ooh, ladies first.
Hey, ooh, who you calling a bitch? U-N-I-T-Y. U-N. Oh, my bad.
Right.
Sorry.
Right on.
my Funk Master Flex mix. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm doing good. I'm in Kansas City with Anthony.
You didn't tell me you was in Kansas City?
Store. I'm doing good.
It was good to have you on the show, and also in our very humble abode. Always lavender scented. All the rooms smell good now. Anyway, what's going on, Anthony? 10 meters.
Oh man, it's all lovely. Every day brings about a new day, one step closer.
Yes, to God's kingdom. Praise Him.
Exactly.
But we touched on it briefly the last podcast that we recorded that we didn't release. So technically, this isn't your first podcast back since the passing of your father, but people will hear it. It will be the first time hearing your voice since the passing of your father. So just good to have you back, man. I hope your family and everybody's doing good.
Everybody, from what I checked on, they're doing fine. Like I said, it's been a rough 3 weeks since the passing of my father and everything. And it's good to be back here on the podcast, with our 2 or 3 listeners out there following us and everything like that. And I just want to say one thing. I profess that my father wasn't the greatest father in the world, but if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be the man that I am today. I did learn a lot, what to do and what not to do from him, and I appreciated his time here, and appreciated the time that I got to spend with him before his passing.
That's good shit, man. That's good shit. Cause yeah, I mean, I think sometimes when we're younger, we forget that our parents are humans. They just us. They stumble into this thing called life, man, with no instructions and doing the best they can, trying to raise another human being with no instructions. So I think sometimes as we get older, we got to look back, reflect on it, and forgive, their shortcomings, their mistakes, because sometimes they're the same. I know with my children, sometimes they're the same mistakes I've made. So it's like, sometimes you gotta be the bigger person, and then just say, "Hey, I appreciate what you did, because without you, I wouldn't be here."
Right. And it's very important too to let your parents know, that you love them, you care about them, and you thank them and appreciate all the lessons, the life lessons that they have given you all throughout the years.
Yeah,
it's very important to let them know that.
Real talk, man. Just good to have you back, bro.
Thank you very much.
Joe Jeff, what's going on, pimp?
Oh man, in the building, man. I don't know how to follow that, but
damn.
My bad. Again, condolences. Everybody here, we appreciate you and celebrate you, and we're here to support you through your time.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Always got an ear or a text group to lay down your load onto. Somebody's using that text group, dog. It's like a damn hotline. Somebody's usually there watching the thread to talk to. So we got your back, pimp.
Right.
And for me,
I appreciate that.
Oh yeah. And for me, nothing much. The lady in Lavender's in the house. Came up here for to do some things.
Lavender.
Say what?
No, I just said in the background, Lady
Lavender. That's going to be our new name, dog. We done made it a monster. Yeah, so life is good. We me, Anna, and Tim Mees all went out and fucking checked out that end game, which we're gonna talk about later on the podcast. So it's been good, man. Besides people at my job acting crazy. But we ain't gonna talk about that. Sometimes people gotta be reminded that we all adults and we not gonna talk to each other crazy. Sometimes you gotta just remind people about that shit. So life is good. I got a job and I'm eating, so I can't be too mad.
Right on.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna get back into this. Open that up. So you might be wondering when you're listening, why the hell did these niggas start off with Randy Watson and Sexual Chocolate Coming to America? So, what was it, like a day ago, 2 days ago? I'm at work, little downtime. I do, downtime. Either I'm texting Lady Lavender or I'm looking on social media, trying to find stories for the show, keeping up with stuff. Happen to be on Facebook, and I see that my man Joe Jeff has posted a post. You know what, Joe? You go ahead and tell you what the post said, pimp.
All right. Well, basically, it's a world history class, and it's that time of year where we're teaching Cold War. We're getting toward the end, and so basically, I show a video every year. It talks about it shows the 10 biggest, bombs that have been detonated in the history of Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And so I stop at one point to show that the third biggest bomb has this, it's been dropped from a plane, and it has a parachute attached to it so that it can kind of lightly float down and, blow up in the air so you can get maximum radius for its damage and that type of thing. And so one of the kids looks at this bomb and he says, I thought they lit the fuse.
What?
I thought they did it like a firecracker. It just chucked at me.
He thought these niggas was out there lighting them Roman candles, nigga, and just shielding their eyes and shaking it across the ocean.
So I after spending about 10 minutes laughing at him, I told him, hey bro, you're gonna be on Facebook, right?
Nigga, I saw that post and I was like, no way, nigga. No way. This kid thought they was lighting them bombs with a big ass 4th of July pump, nigga. No way.
So I shot the appropriate picture of Wile E. Coyote lighting up the bomb.
Laying on that Acme rocket.
I like we got some Acme nukes out this month.
Dog. Nigga, no way, dog. I'm like, how? How do you come to that conclusion?
I don't know.
What are you watching?
I don't know. I was watching the Roadrunner, man. I'm telling you.
That nigga. Did he also think if you painted a black dot on the wall, you could jump through it?
I don't know. I have no idea. All I know, he was ridiculed for at least 10 minutes there.
Oh, nigga, hey, dog, I'd have had to leave the room. I'm like, I'll be outside for a minute. This is beyond me.
I had to go over there and give him a hug for comfort, bro. I'm scared to come on.
Hey, was he mad?
Nah, he wasn't mad. He's a good sport.
Damn, dog. I'm just thinking about. Dog, I'm thinking about these niggas got all this technology. They got these big ass rockets on the back of these trucks, and there's a nigga out there with a fucking with that lighter trying to in the fucking wind. Everybody about that 4th of July when you got that motherfucking M80, you like shit. That's.
I just want to know how long that fucking wick gotta be.
Dog.
Outside the bathroom.
Nigga, you gonna die. We gonna die, nigga. Not long enough. That's the answer, dog. Not long enough.
30-mile long wick.
Oh my god, dog. He said, dog. I'm sure he said that shit with the straightest of faces too. That's what made it good, probably.
Man, he fully believed that shit too, bro.
Dog, he had that Weebay gift from The Wire.
Oh.
He had the Weebay face, nigga. Like what? Ooh, that nigga had the epiphany, dog.
Damn. Wow.
But oh god, we could go about this all night. We gotta move on. But I think really, I'm trying to figure out why specifically the nuclear rockets. He didn't think that none of the other rockets had fuses, just those.
I mean, that was the something we was on. So I just don't like that motherfucker. But that's all I want to know.
So he probably think like these niggas on them Apache helicopters, a nigga on the wing, lighting the fuse.
How we delivering this bomb?
How we delivering the bombs? Shit, the idea of submarines and torpedoes probably just fucks his whole day up. How the fuse stay lit under the water, Joe?
Oh shit!
Mr. Jefferson, how the fuse stay lit under the water?
All I know is
That's tough to kill him.
25 left.
Hey, dog, that nigga probably at home right now, still laying in his bed looking at the ceiling fan, dog. He done for the month, dog. He done.
How does that wick stay lit underwater?
Under the water. All right, we need that. That was a good laugh. All the madness in the world, we needed a good laugh. That's some good shit, dog. Thanks for sharing that, dog.
Yes, indeed.
That shit had me cooking at work, dog. Like I told you, I said nigga what so loud, dog. So loud. Them white folks at work probably thought I was about to set it off, nigga, because I said nigga what so loud. Get you.
Oh man.
Oh shit. Well, not.
All right.
So going on in the world, man. Not really a good segue, but hey, if you've been out there, you've been listening, you've been watching. Big ruling came down as far as from the what are their initials here? The IAAF, which is the International Association of Athletics Federation. And this ruling or this case has been going on, and we talked about it like last year, like near the end of the year when it was like coming more to light. And Caster Semenya? That's it. I did all right. Yay, Roger. She lost a landmark gender case against IF. So even though this case has been out for a while, there's still a lot of ignorance as far as the fact that I think people just, because of everything with the news as far as like transgender athletes, people are automatically assuming that she is a transgender athlete.
Which is wrong.
She is a woman, born a woman. Mm-hmm. Ovaries, all of that. She just happens to produce a large amount of testosterone, which is also, ignorant enough, is not a male hormone. Women and men both have certain levels of testosterone and estrogen, which has also been labeled a female hormone, which it is not. So let's just clear all that up. Everybody on board with that. Exactly. But you see that though, 'cause I've seen a lot of people talking about it, like, well, she needs to compete. He needs to compete with his own gender group, and I'm like, you do know that this is not the transgender case, right? I'm gonna need you to just stop looking at the link where it said testosterone and like read it a little bit. So basically, something ruling up. The IAAF said that this woman who produces a high level of testosterone naturally will now have to take a substance to decrease the level of testosterone so that
in other words, alter her body.
Yeah. Her chemical makeup. Natural chemical makeup. Mm-hmm. So that to make her peers feel good about losing. Basically.
Yeah, she got to take a performance unenhancer.
Yeah, the performance unenhancer, nigga. I mean, that's pretty good, actually.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
It is. So, in other words, to dumb down her chemical makeup because she was born to, and you know, I'm not totally scientific, but I am in the medical field, and what I've learned in anatomy and physiology that, yeah, women do produce testosterone, and some of them do produce an abnormally amount of testosterone, as well as males producing an abnormally amount of estrogen.
Yeah, because they are human hormones. They're not male or female hormones. Now they do play a part in what characteristics are expressed as far as the amount.
Exactly.
But they're both human hormones, and people get ignorant with it. Well, she got all that male hormone. It's like,
she must have been a man.
Okay.
No, idiot.
So we'll summarize the ruling here, and it's if you read this, you're gonna get hit with the nigga what? The judges decided the IAAF's proposed rules are discriminatory, but they also found in a 2-1 verdict that on the basis of the evidence submitted by the parties, such discrimination is a necessary, reasonable, and proportionate means of achieving the IAAF's aim of preserving the integrity of female athletics in restricted events. So I'm going to have you alter your chemical makeup to preserve the integrity?
Mm-hmm. No, that's outrageous to me, man. Because I mean, so what you're saying is, if I want to compete in your sport, I have to alter my natural genetic makeup so that other women of lesser capabilities can feel better about losing. Man, get the fuck out of here. I mean, that's preposterous, man. Bottom line, you know, I disagree with this call from the IAAF or any governing institution on the simple fact that no one should have to change their genetic makeup to compete into sports when, you know, even if they do have, you know, the advantage of, you know, of winning. I mean, they shouldn't have to do this, man. I mean, it's way wrong.
So my two track coaches, what say you?
No, I'm not touching that.
You're not touching it?
I I don't know. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know what to say, man. It's discriminatory, but I mean, I'm sitting
on the
here
highest level.
On the highest level. I'm sitting here looking at a track star. I don't know if I want to be putting people's names out there about what they said online or whatever, but the track star that was on the infamous 4x1 that set the world record a few years ago, and she put out something that I think was pretty much in line with. I don't think it was necessarily regarding the Semenya stuff, but it was in the same week. So this is, the stuff was in the air, and she was basically saying, compete with your sex and identify with your gender, and then she went on to say whatever gender you want. So, I mean, I think some people are saying, that this is discriminatory, and if you identify with gender, you should be able to compete with it. But then there are other Olympians that I'm looking at in the same thread who don't seem to be in agreement, saying that this, being able to choose your gender or whatever is not fair. And so, I mean, there's two sides to this coin. I understand both of them. I have not been faced, with this problem. Even though Frank tried to hem me up when we talked about this the first time.
Yeah, but he was getting the stories mixed up too, because that was the episode when we were covering the transgender track stars.
Well, yeah, that's what the one I'm talking about just posted about. So
yeah.
I had put that in the chat group, and then this broke. So there was all been leading up. So I guess they're intertwined stories. I think to some degree. To some degree,
but I think that also leads to people who aren't doing the diligence, researching it, who are also you for a big part invested as a track coach and a sport that you love and have gave a lot of your time to, who are seeing that they're just throwing it all into the transgender argument. And not seeing, there's no gray to it. It's black or white. This woman they probably think she's a man. I don't know, because some people are that fucking ignorant.
I think when she hit the scene about 10 years ago, everybody was wondering.
I remember. I mean, she does have some very masculine features, but there are men out there that have very feminine features.
True. I agree. I definitely agree. And it's because, like I said, it's sometimes I wouldn't necessarily call it a disorder in the genetic makeup, because it doesn't cause any physical abnormalities other than producing much more of the male features or anything. It's not detrimental to their health or anything like that. So I wouldn't necessarily call it a disorder, but it's an abnormality. They have this gene that, makes females produce an abnormally amount of testosterone, as well as males produce a lot of estrogen. So it's not like, I wouldn't call it necessarily a birth defect, but it does happen. And so by this woman,
but you
who identifies herself as a woman, who is a woman actually, she'll compete with women. Right. Bottom line.
Right, but the thing is, though, you have to be careful with that. I mean, Olympic level athletes are anomalies within themselves as far as across the human population. People who compete at that high level, people who are that fast, people even the motherfucker to come in 5th place is still faster than the average motherfucker that you see day to day. These are all people who are anomalies as far as goes across the human body, the human spectrum, as far as like genetic makeup.
That's what I was gonna say, because it's like you look at people. Some of the things I've been seeing this past week since this came out are talking about people like Michael Phelps, who even if you look at him, he looks like he's got something different with his DNA.
He got them big ass web hands and shit.
Like
yeah,
and he's like, you can't compete. You've won more Olympic medals than anybody. Set all these records. Right. You shouldn't be able to compete because you've got abnormally long arms, an abnormally long torso, and really proportionally short legs, which make you a better swimmer than other people. You don't look at gymnasts that are really, really good and say you can't compete because you're really short and compact,
Mm-hmm.
which makes you really great at tumbling or really great at the uneven bars because you can do it better than somebody who's 5'1". I don't know. And then if you look at, I've only looked at it a couple times, so I don't know the specifics of the numbers that are involved in it, but the way they're using it, it looks like it was specifically, the rules were specifically made to target
her,
Caster Semenya, because they've
been doing that.
Events.
I agree.
It's only for events, specific track events. It's not for events like the hammer throw, which not a scientist, but I feel like more testosterone would help you a lot more in a physical throwing event than it would in a running event. So I don't know. It just seems very like the first sentence of this article, and just about every article talks about this is discriminatory, but we're going to allow it.
Yep.
Right. No, they've made laws targeting her since she came to the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And they just have no intention of letting her run. And they're doing everything they can to be an impediment. So
yeah, because I won't say we know. I will say I believe that if this was some Norwegian woman who had high levels of testosterone, we wouldn't be talking about this.
Not at all. Not at all.
And if it was in an event that didn't used to be dominated,
yes,
a long time ago by people non-black,
the 800,
and now it is. And it's like, because like right now, they don't have this rule for, I believe it's like the 100 and 200,
no,
which are events that are mostly, I'm not going to say only, but people who are black in some way.
Yeah. People of color, you're right, correct.
Mm-hmm.
So just, the hypocrisy, the bullshit, and then to me, like, telling me if I want to come and participate in this event that I've given my life to, work so hard for, that I have to take medication that will alter my natural human chemistry that's going to fuck her up. We don't know exactly what happens when you start to go in and say, it's like when women take, birth control and all the things that go with that, because now you're controlling and regulating a woman's hormone levels so that certain things don't happen. We've seen that to a lesser degree. Sometimes there are side effects to that. So now you're saying we're gonna just give you this medication so that way you can compete. It's like, okay, yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah. Well, and like I said, I'm not an expert at it, but I know one of the main features when you taking hormone replacement or any type of DNA altering drugs is cancer. Because basically that's a genetic disorder, is cancer. So it places her at a higher risk for any type of cancer by replacing some of her hormones to, essentially dumb her natural hormones down so that she can be more competitive to the lesser type of athlete or whatever.
Right. So, we'll, as always, we'll keep track on it and that's a pun. We'll keep an eye on it, and just to see what comes of it. Of course, this is something she's been fighting for 10 years, as Joe pointed out, since she's coming to the sport. And I do remember, like, when she first came in and there was rumors and whispers, was she really born a man and all this other shit like that. Did they take her to a lab and reassign her gender without anyone knowing, just all the crazy speculative shit that you hear when motherfuckers are dominant, and specifically when people are dominant and people of color are dominating in an event that we normally haven't historically.
Right.
So we'll keep an eye on it. But on the other end, speaking of races that have been predominantly dominated by people of color, have y'all heard about white lightning?
Matthew Boland.
Okay.
White lightning? Have you heard about Anthony?
I'm not really into track and field, but
Shame.
No, I haven't heard of it.
Shame on you.
I'm sorry.
So he's down in is he in Texas?
He's down in the Houston area.
Yeah.
You ain't heard about the high school student that's about to break Usain Bolt's record?
Okay, niggas is people always doing too much, dog. They always doing too much. So, okay, you know what? I seen the video. I mean, he ain't no goddamn about to beat no Usain Bolt nigga, but the white boy fast. So, Anthony I don't know, have you seen this clip out of him running?
Yeah.
Okay, so Anthony, this will be Anthony's first time, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you watch this. Can you see my screen, pimp? Or your screen, I should say.
Yeah, let me pull it up. Yep, go
Right,
ahead.
go ahead.
And we are on.
I don't know about that start though, but
And Matthew bowling in lane 4, leading from start to finish. And a battle for second and third.
I mean, so he fast. He fast.
He's fast. White kid.
Hold on, you know what? We got two track coaches here. Hey, what about this start, track coaches?
And we are on.
He
look a little clumsy coming out that block.
Matthew bowling in lane.
He was in dry phase. He was staying low.
Okay. Okay.
So sometimes you might.
And Matthew bowling in lane 4, leading from start to finish.
But he's staying in a position to keep his fastest phase down the track. So
Okay. Hey, it's not every day you get people who are experts.
Even right there, you can see that his form is just the way he's even landing. He's got good form.
yeah, right there, he's straight up and down. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like his running form. I was just his running form is nice. And that turnover when he got up is woo.
Step out the blocks. He may not have had the first step out the blocks, but he stayed low.
Yeah.
He stayed low, and that was more important. So
I agree. I remember my coach just telling me, I'm 6'3", nigga. Why I can't do this? Hold on, I'll watch this one more time. Ooh. Ooh.
Matthew bowling in lane 4, leading from start to finish.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty. That's pretty.
Yeah, he's nasty.
So we need to make sure he ain't got excessive levels of testosterone, because he might be.
Right. He might have extra testosterone, or he's doing performance enhancing drugs or whatever.
We need to make sure his daddy ain't really named fucking Antonio Jenkins. He got the extra muscle or some shit like that. You know, you niggas got extra muscles. Make y'all real fast.
But since he's white, he won't be tested.
Huh?
Dash Incredible.
Dash Incredible?
That's probably who that is.
He a superhero, nigga. Dash Incredible.
Motherfucking superhero, dog.
He might be, dog.
Dash.
Oh Jesus! I was really shit.
So anyway, the shit about that is what I alluded to. The track community is pissed off because the kid has run extremely well.
Exactly.
9:98 is incredibly fast. That's an elite time in the
class. And they say he ran a 20.
High school. That's an elite athlete. Period.
He said he ran a 20:02 on a wet track in the 200.
Yeah, I went to his mile split page. He's an incredible long jumper too. He's a 26-foot long jumper.
100 and 400 too, I think. If I saw right.
He's got a 46 to his credit in the 400 his junior year.
Damn.
So no, he's legit athlete. He's headed to Georgia.
Okay.
So he's going to be something to watch for. The guy who had the previous record, so he went 9.98. There was a 9.99 on record, and that guy went to Baylor, and he was in the last Olympics, and I cannot think of it. Trayvon Bromell. Okay. So Bromell has been an Olympian, and he ran 9.99. This guy just ran a 9.98, so we can be looking for him pretty soon to probably be an Olympian.
Right.
I like it.
It was wind aided, but
yeah.
I mean, that's to some extent splitting hairs. Like the kid's legit.
Yeah, I mean.
But the thing is, the track community is upset because lay people are being told, so you can understand the scope of what's going on. They're telling people, hey, 9.98, that is only 0.4 off of Usain Bolt's record. You know, 5/10 is what, like a finger snap. So
not in a track and not in 100.
Not in 100 meters though.
Lay people don't know that. So you try to explain it to 4/10 of a second. Oh man, that's nothing. He can go get that next week. Did you see the high school student about to break Usain Bolt's record?
People are retarded. I think the fastest I've ever ran was like a 10.2, 10.3 nigga, and I probably wouldn't even been in the frame with this nigga. Niggas don't understand the distance that is covered in those tenths of seconds, bro.
Right.
That's why I ran a 10.2.
Huh?
You ran a 10.2.
10.2, 10.3. I forget it state. Yeah. We also had.
10.3 state.
Huh?
You ran 10.3 state.
Yeah, but it was shit. I forget who was a nigga from. This is out in Kansas. I was out in Kansas at that time. It was some dude from Salina. There's two brothers from Salina and somewhere else, and them niggas was like ran like a 10 flat or some shit like that. 10-1.
Bro, I'm gonna need receipts, bro.
I'll find it for you. I just got to go to the Kansas State page and find it. I was skinnier.
You sure it wasn't 11-2, bro?
I'm sure.
10-2.
Nice now. 11-2 is really nice in high school. 11-2
for high school, yeah, I think it would be. Yeah,
dude, 10 flat. We just talking about 10 flat. If your boy ran 10 flat to win it, we be talking about that motherfucker like we talking about this dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. I'll find it. I will find it for the next show for you.
Who'd you lose to, Maurice Green?
Nah, Maurice Green was already gone, but I mean, shit.
They were already gone, I think.
Yeah, Maurice Green, then you had, fucking Taz. Them niggas was smoking the fuck out of everybody back then.
Dude, they just put up, did you see the post that he got tagged in?
Mm-mm.
It was Maurice and him and several other people running their KU relays in the 100.
Hey, dog. Them niggas used to be like, who coming in third, nigga? Because ain't none of you niggas winning.
Dude, I used to practice. I remember practicing with Tez. Tez would come in for football.
Dog, Tez wouldn't even stretch, dog. Tez would be like, walk around.
No. He walked. It'd be the 200. He would come out of nowhere. I was trying to run 200, climbing the blocks, get out here, dust everybody. Be like, all right, y'all, I'm out, and be out there.
Nigga, cause like Tez, remember me? Cause we played Wyandotte like cause I was out of Blue Valley North. We played them my junior and senior year, so I laid him out one time. So he remembered me, but nigga, wasn't nobody fuck with that nigga as far as the speed. Not when Maurice Green was here, wasn't nobody fuck with him, and then with Taz, wasn't nobody fuck with them niggas, dog. It's like, who you about to lose to?
I remember Tez like for a minute, he's like, man, maybe I need to focus on track.
Dog.
Football ain't working for me. He came over to track practice, and me and him was paired up. And so I'm a half miler. He a sprinter. And so I'm dragging his ass in the workout. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, this thing ain't that fast. And I saw him at the meet. I was like, oh, shit.
Dog, you talking about a nigga with a switch, dog.
Oh, you straight up.
Hey, dog, I'm just saying that, like, you hear the mythical niggas just got a switch. It's like when you see him, he joking, trying to holler at the girls and shit. You know, at the track meet, everybody running around doing their high knees, getting warmed up. This nigga at the start line with his fucking warm-up suit still on. Like, let me take this off, bro. Hey, which one of you niggas coming in second? Like, what?
Yep.
This nigga crossed the finish line and niggas still running. Like this video, this white boy. Just like that. This nigga then slowed down. We still trying to get to the finish line, nigga. That nigga had a switch. He was my roommate my first year we went to Wentworth and I was in Missouri. And I was like, dog, why are you playing football, nigga? You need to go run track.
Yeah, right.
Hey.
I'm still need that 10-3 evidence, though, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Posey was the 10-3 dude. Was you up with Posey?
Shit, well, maybe it was 11, nigga. Now you got me thinking, nigga. Because I wasn't up with no goddamn college Posey, nigga. Nah, maybe it was like, what? You know what, like, I know it was below 11. I do know that for sure.
11-2 is a very solid.
No.
That's a very solid high school 100.
No, I ran in the 10s, but it probably wasn't 10-2. So I think the nigga that beat me probably ran 10-2, 10-3. There we go.
All right.
But I know I ran a sub 11, so you're right. Then you said Carlos Pose. I was like, nah, I wasn't with that nigga. Oh no. So yeah, it's probably like 10, probably like high. It was probably high 10s.
I'll take it.
Nah, but so maybe the dude that beat me, that motherfucker ran a 10-3.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say 11 is good. It's pretty good, ain't it? I mean, nah, it's good.
11 is solid.
Yeah, wait, shit.
Lower 11.
Especially for a nigga that like my primary event was 800, so I was like, I guess I'll sprint. I guess I'll get here with these niggas with all this slave blood who's running these 10s and shit. Have a go at it. Hey, that's gonna be the new IAF test, slave blood.
Slave blood. Yes. If you have slave DNA in your body,
you can't compete.
You cannot compete.
You gotta take this gentrification serum to even you out.
You don't have house nigga blood in you. You got that damn field hand.
You got that slave. Nah, just slave blood in general, dog. You got high levels of slave blood. You can't compete.
You got that fucking John Coffey in his.
That John Coffey, dog.
Balls. Nigga, you can't run.
They just inject you with high doses of Starbucks, nigga, and avocados.
Oh shit! Hey, rest in peace, John Coffey.
Yeah, he been dead for a while. He can't hear us.
But he just won an award with us, though.
He did. The John Coffey Slave Blood Award, dog. When we start covering sports events on the Nigga Rockin' Podcast. But let me clear that up. I probably now I think about it. I said it was probably 10-8, 10-9, somewhere in there. I think that nigga run 10-3 because that nigga beat the fuck out of us. Let's clean that up, Coach. As soon as you said Carlos Posey, I was like, ooh, I seen that nigga run that. He ran that motherfucking 4.4, 4.3 at a combine day on that laser. Nigga, that thing like he was floating.
That nigga Los Posey. Carlos motherfucking nigga.
But the thing is, though, he was such a little thick ass nigga that you would look at him and be like, he ain't that fast. That nigga just go. He just go.
I just remember this nigga coming from like bad angles across the field and hawking down fast niggas.
Dog, him and Julian Jones, dog, him and JJ, nigga.
Dude, my roommates was the two best athletes I've probably ever known.
Ever seen, dog. I've seen that when we played in that motherfucking interleague, that little basketball league, and that nigga Julian Jones ran that nigga down the court and took his motherfucking layup off the backboard from like damn near on top of the square, nigga.
I love that shit.
I was like, what?
Dude, freshman year, we was talking about like this basketball. He's like, yeah, that's my specialty. I was like, this 5'9" ass nigga.
Nigga, jump over you and your mama.
Oh man, damn, nigga,
hey,
he would glass big nigga shit, dog.
Big nigga shit.
6'5" niggas coming through the lane, like I'm about to
try to poke on this little nigga. Good luck.
Square, nigga.
Hey, dog, my eyes was big as shit when I seen that, dog. I was like, ooh, I knew you was an athlete, nigga, but ooh, I didn't know you was doing that.
Yeah,
that's nasty.
Oh shit!
You could take you could take a nigga shot off the backboard when it a layup. I mean, goddamn, that's some nasty shit.
Damn.
He's legit 5'11". He like 5'11".
Yeah, he ain't over 6 foot.
He was taking 6'5" nigga shit off
6'5", kind of like
top of the square, nigga.
Like skinny-ish.
Yeah.
Wasn't like some super swole, super saiyan ass nigga, but just quiet as fuck, but with just a fucking athlete, dog.
Damn.
Yep.
That is some shit. That's some legit shit right there.
Yeah, that was my one roommate. The other one was a 10-3 Posey, man. So
Posey, dog. That's my dude, dog. Oh, country ass Posey, dog. He driving them trucks now, dog. I can see him driving them trucks, smiling big as shit.
Oh man, all day.
All right, enough reminiscing, dog. Let's get out this motherfucker. So hey, enough track talk. Let's bring it back to sadder news. I guess it's not sad news. go on to what's going on in DC. If y'all didn't know, William P. Barr, who for some odd reason looks like the baby from that TV show Dinosaurs. I don't know what the fuck's up with that. Huh? Don't he? Not the baby. Not the dad.
Baby.
Not
the mama.
Not the mama. I'll wait for that nigga to say that, dog. I was surprised somebody didn't loop that in. When
Damn.
What's her name? Camp. God damn it, we spent like 20 minutes for the show. Kamala.
Right.
Kamala Harris
Kamala.
was questioning that nigga. That motherfucker should have said not the mama, dog, and just left. Cause he looked just like that motherfucking baby from Dinosaurs, nigga.
Yeah, he does.
So yeah, if you haven't been keeping up with it, a Mueller report came out a few weeks back, and then even before it was like a 400 fucking page document.
Yeah, I had some of that printed off for me. I had about half a ream.
Yeah.
Printed off. A colleague of mine printed that out for me. I was like, man, I'm not reading this shit.
So, needless to say, Joe basically had the same reaction that Barr did, because he obviously said, I ain't reading all this shit, and had the letter already printed up to say my man Tang ain't do it. And this report clearly states that. And if he would have read it, it does not state that. Which is like, oh God, not. Actually, I will allow it. Oh, pissy ass Trump and this nigga. I will allow the Kelly, fucking Jay-Z collabo for this one.
Okay.
So all this came about, and then of course, you know, the Senate's like, okay, well, we need to see the full report. There was some fights back and forth about that. They had to, you know, request and all that shit. So of course they get the copy of the report. And so my man, the Honorable William P. Barr, who is the Attorney General for all of these United States, lest we forget, and also in the pocket of Trump. That's the reason why he's there, because even before filling that position, he had clearly stated that no sitting president should be, not impeached, but sued, or whatever the fuck the legal terminology was. So, well, I'm gonna play a little clip here from the guard, Kamala. You know what? Come on, I'm calling her Kamala. Her mama probably call her Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. Okay.
Questioning this motherfucker. Here we go.
Is in reaching your conclusion, did you personally review all of the underlying evidence?
No, we took and accepted.
We accepted Mr. Rosenstein?
No, we accepted the statements in the report as the factual record. We did not go underneath it to see whether or not they were accurate. We accepted it as accurate and made our.
So you accepted the report as the evidence?
Yes.
You did not question or look at the underlying evidence that supports the conclusions in the report?
No.
Did Mr. Rosenstein?
Also, I'm gonna pause real quick. If you don't know her background, she was the DA in Oakland, I believe.
I think so. I think that's what it is.
And then also the Attorney General in San Francisco later on in her career. She's a lawyer.
I thought she was.
Go, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
Was it just for San Francisco? I thought she had a statewide office.
Oh, statewide. My bad. Statewide. You're right.
I don't know. I may be wrong.
No, you might be right. But all I'm saying is she's a lawyer.
Yeah, but all I know is she's in the lawyer. Yeah.
She's a lawyer. She hasn't done his job on this big ass national level, but she has done his job, so she knows what you're supposed to do. If you're asking why she's asking these questions, she's a lawyer. She knows what needs to happen before these decisions are made. So, my bad. I'll let her keep playing.
View the evidence that underlines and supports the conclusions in the report, to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge. We accepted the statements in the report.
Did
and
anyone
the characterization of the evidence is true.
Did anyone in your executive office review the evidence supporting the report?
No.
No. Yet you represented to the American public that the evidence was not, quote, sufficient to support an obstruction of justice offense.
The evidence presented in the report. This is not a mysterious process. In the Department of Justice, we have pros memos and declination memos every day coming up. And we don't go and look at the underlying evidence.
Sir, would you support
the characterization of the evidence as true?
As the Attorney General of the United States, you run the United States Department of Justice. If in any U.S. Attorney's office around the country, the head of that office, when being asked to make a critical decision about, in this case, the person who holds the highest office in the land, and whether or not that person committed a crime, would you accept them recommending a charging decision to you if they had not reviewed the evidence?
Well, hey, I didn't mean to pause again, but it's like my third time looking at this, and I just peeped the security guard, the cop in the back. That niggas look like, she getting in your ass, nigga. Just leave. He got his arms crossed like, ooh, buddy, you fucked up by coming today. All right, I'm gonna push play.
He's acting kind of like that dude from Minister Society. I can't think of his name right now. When he said,
you talking about Old Dog? No, Old Dog was his homeboy, but basically she's a Bill Duke right now. You know you fucked up, right?
Yeah, she's Bill Duke. That's it.
You know you fucked up.
You know you done fucked up right now.
So you said
you see Cory Booker over here trying to slide in the frame.
Yeah, Cory Booker over there looking.
She probably like right now. I need to get my face in there.
Shit. Hey, hey, she hit that nigga. So you said that you looked at the evidence, but you didn't look at the evidence. So you know you fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up.
Yeah, like as we said though, I went and looked it up. Yeah, she was the 32nd Attorney General for California. So
there we go.
She has held that job.
Yes.
At the state level.
There we go.
She knows exactly what
she knows exactly what the fuck is going on. Because she basically saying, I wouldn't let anybody beneath me do the fuck what you just did.
Right.
All right. So I'm gonna let it finish out. My bad.
It's a question for Bob Mueller. He's the U.S. Attorney. He's the one who presents the report.
But it was you who made the charging decision, sir.
What?
You made the decision not to charge the president.
Hold on, dog. That nigga, what? Hey, that's when you. when your wife say unlock your phone, huh? What? She ain't already seen the message, nigga. Unlock your phone. What? All right, we're gonna keep playing.
And in the declination memo,
you said it was your baby. What did you mean by that?
I'm sorry, y'all.
You said it was your baby. What did you mean by that?
Sorry, y'all.
Cross memo, and in the declination memo,
you said it was your baby. What did you mean by that?
Damn it. Sorry. Go back. Sorry, y'all.
But it was you who made the charging decision, sir.
What?
You made the decision not to charge the president.
No, in the Pross memo and in the declination memo.
You said it was your baby. What did you mean by that?
Shit.
It was my baby to decide whether or not to disclose it to the public.
And whose decision was it? Who had the power to make the decision about whether or not the evidence was sufficient to make a determination of whether there had been an obstruction of justice?
Prosecution memos go up to the supervisor. In this case, it was the Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General.
Hold on. And so the reason why we pointed out to you what her previous position was, she know what the fuck how it go.
She knows the process.
She knows the process. So this nigga just tried to mansplain to her some shit that she already know, but don't understand that he look like a dumbass because he's burying himself in his own grave.
Yeah, pretty much.
We got like 20 more seconds. My bad.
General, who decide on the final decision, and that is based on the memo as presented by the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Her face.
I think you've made it clear that you've not looked at the evidence. We can move on. I think you've made it clear, sir, that you've not looked at the evidence, and we can move on.
Yeah.
Damn.
Great.
Damn. That was a bad day for him. Yeah, that was a bad day for him.
He wasn't about to have two of them.
So what's up?
Oh no.
It was a bad day for him. He wasn't about to have two.
Yeah, that nigga said, I'm not coming back. I will not be treated like this by you colored folks with this slave blood.
No. Right.
Got these light skins questioning me.
He already got cooked by the Senate.
He did.
He wasn't about to go to the house because the house is wild, nigga.
Oh, because it's
the house got
dang.
Nigga, you got Omar over there. You got fucking what's up, girl from New York?
Oh shit. Oh damn.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nigga, they was about to light. What Busta Rhymes say? Boom, boom, like your ass on fire. Boom, boom, like your. Hey, they was about to let that nigga have it.
I am not going to the house for this shit. The citizen already fucked my ass up.
Damn. Hey, dog. I mean, huh?
Get out of Trump's pocket and do your motherfucking job like you're supposed to. That's basically what I'm saying.
But that's the only reason why. That's the only reason why he's there, because he is a stand for Trump.
Yeah, all of them are. Do your motherfucking job.
What?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Set his ass down.
People are stupid.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Our government in action. It's just a fucking play.
Meanwhile, let's talk about what 45 is doing.
45 just
he's not POTUS. He's 45 to me. So
he 45. It might be about to be fucking 46.
Well, he can't be 46 because he can't be reelected.
Who can be reelected?
I mean, he can be elected, after a second term.
Who? What?
He will never be 46.
Okay, we talked about this nigga the same. Who? I keep saying who we got.
46.
He can be 47.
He can never be. He will be. No, he'll be 40. He can't be 47 either.
He can too.
He can't skip. I mean,
yeah, it's been done.
Who been reelected as president? Who?
Hey, I don't argue with history teachers, dog. Hey, just step aside. Step aside. I don't argue with history teachers.
Yeah, I'm about to stop right now. Look. I'm about to stop right now.
Look at the evidence. It's obvious to me, sir. Mr. Barr, you haven't looked at the evidence.
So you fucked up. Right?
We can move on.
Hey, we have said this before, dog. Who we got, nigga?
I am not fucking with a history teacher. Okay.
All I'm saying is who gonna beat him?
The woman right there.
I hope so, but there's a lot of men out there who claim to be Democrats who ain't gonna vote for her.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. I think there's a lot of good candidates in the field.
There's a lot of good candidates, but we talked about it. There's no need to go down this path.
I like it.
I like her, but there's no need to go down this path. I will vote for Bernie, but there are a lot of people out there, if Bernie don't win, who ain't gonna show up once again. We've talked about that too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And we find ourselves back at the I have said numerous times on this show, LeBron James cardboard cutout get my vote, nigga. At this point in time in life,
right? Shit. Fuck that. I'm writing my own damn name, man. Shit.
See, don't do that, because a lot of people did that shit as a joke, and now we have Trump.
Yeah.
That's what happened. A lot of people are like, ha ha ha, isn't this so funny? I wrote in Vladimir Putin. You're hilarious, nigga. Now we have Trump.
Yeah.
So, no, every vote fucking counts. Don't believe what these robots say on Twitter, posing to be niggas, talking about reparations of bus. Like, okay, nigga.
Can we write in Tiger Woods?
That's just Trump 2.0, nigga.
Right.
That's a good segue. We got real quick, man. Real quick. because we didn't really want to spend too much time on this because there's much more pressing issues in the world. But since we swooping through the nation and we in D.C. already, hey, y'all, Tiger Woods headed to the White House next week for the Medal of Freedom ceremony.
Yay.
Medal of Freedom. Medal of Freedom. Medal of Freedom.
Because he drove his car off the... Like, what he doing his wife to a...
Nah, his wife fucked him up.
Wasn't it into a tree?
His wife fucked him up. And that nigga crashed his car either into a tree or a fire hydrant or some shit. I don't remember, but he got fucked up by his wife.
Yeah.
That's domestic abuse. I don't care nobody say.
His Buick Enclave was crashed into a tree.
Enclave. He was the spokesperson for Buick. I forgot about that. That's a good call, Anthony. He was the spokesperson for Buick. All them dollars on the way, nigga.
Yeah.
So hey, yeah. So like I said, I'm torn, man, because the nigga in me who don't fuck with niggas who fuck with Trump, but the nigga in me who was like, there's still a lot of white people out there who are mad at this nigga. So I'm torn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm torn. I
understand why you're torn.
No, I'm not torn about the Medal of Freedom. I don't get that part.
No, I know. You're still torn about, because he's still making white people mad. I understand that.
Not as many as he used to, but there's still some out there. But definitely though, if that nigga beat he beat Jack's record, oh yeah.
Right.
They be out there just like that one white dude that had the T-shirt of him and his mugshot. They all gonna be out there with the mugshot T-shirt, nigga.
Right. So fuck them and fuck their mama too. But at the same, the same instance is, my heart doesn't agree with him because, he's a big Trump supporter.
Yeah.
He's a big Trump supporter, and I can't get behind anybody at this point, at this juncture in my life, that is a Trump supporter because of, what Trump does, what Trump basically stands for.
Fuck you niggas. Well, that's only like 1/3 of him, so he's fine.
Yeah.
That caliber like an Asian, whatever the fuck he is, I don't know.
Whatever he is, yeah, right. Yeah.
I was gonna bring that up. Like I said, he was a kid when he brought that shit up, but he wasn't a kid when he brought it up.
But still,
when he created that whole fake fucking whatever. Anyway, we won't spend much time on this. Always fuck Trump and possibly fuck this nigga.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Nigga,
are you okay? What was that? Nigga, was that an ad lib?
Yeah, it was kind of an ad lib, but that was a thought actually.
Okay.
So I don't think, in my humblest opinion, I don't think the nigga should deserve a presidential medal of freedom because he's a golf player.
But
I think
hold on. So maybe I should.
It's not even that he's just a golf player, but right now I'm looking at a list of people who've won it before.
Yeah, I was about to pull it back up again.
Crazy, but they've done something like for the culture, or for society, or for their trade or whatever it is that they do. I don't feel that Tiger Woods has.
Right,
he's been transcendent for his trade.
This is true.
His trade is golf, man. You couldn't.
Yeah.
You couldn't turn away from golf 10, 15 years ago, man, because he every time he played, everybody was glued to the TV, man. He's been transcended. I don't know if it's worthy of a Medal of Freedom.
I'm trying to find. They got media. Do they have a breakdown as far as people in sports? Political diplomacy. Sorry, y'all keep talking. No dead air.
Yeah, I really think, there's a lot of other, people that have, that should deserve that presidential medal of freedom. Like, some of the protesters against, violence in America. You know, they should. You know, the ones who started those programs should deserve those Presidential Medal of Freedoms, or you know, some pioneers in science. You know, or education.
Candace Owens
deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah, she deserves a Presidential Medal of Freedom.
So I got like I have like, if you look on the screen, the people specifically in sports who have won. So you can kind of
look at the list. I guess he could be.
Yeah, but look at
some of the people on the list haven't really.
One of them is Jackie Robinson, though, man. I mean, damn.
Yeah, come on, that's one.
Yeah, there's one.
Yeah, Tiger Woods fits in this list.
Yeah, Jack Nicklaus. What has Jack Nicklaus done as far as like outside of golf? Arnold Palmer. I didn't know Babe Ruth. Damn, Babe Ruth. He had to wait for Trump to get in and get one.
Damn. Muhammad Ali got a Presidential Medal of Freedom from George Bush?
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm out of here.
Shit, Frank Robinson. Shit, Buck O'Neil, nigga.
Well,
why you think George Bush wouldn't do that?
That's what I'm saying. Well,
I mean, look what George Bush, Hank Aaron, Roberto Clemente, nigga. I mean,
yeah.
George Bush. Okay. Put it this way. Let me say this to you real quick. One thing about the Bush administration is that it did employ diversity. I
mean,
right.
The only reason we were able to see America, I think part of the reason why Americans saw Obama as a possibility is one, because Bush was so bad, but more importantly, like everybody was damn, he fucked up. Let's go this way. I tried brother over him, you know what I'm saying? But I think more importantly is look at who his Secretary of States were. He had two Secretaries of State.
True.
And they were both African.
That were black. They both were black, right?
And then he had
Powell and Condoleezza Rice.
Then once they had a Latino Attorney General, didn't he?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's not. No, don't conflate him with Trump, man. He wasn't Trump. That's not.
And I never said that.
He had his own problem.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't a very. I'm not a very smart man.
He wasn't a bigot. He wasn't a bigot.
He just wasn't smart, but he did have an evil bigot as his vice president, though.
Like I mean, like he may have not done the smartest things. He may not have thought things through, but I felt like what he tried to do, he tried to do it from what he thought was best for America.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And it's one of those things that when I grew as like get a little older, look back. I mean, I like, you know what? I think it's a hindsight thing. He wasn't that bad. He wasn't that good, but he wasn't that bad either. Kind of thing. No. Yeah. For sure.
Oh, he ain't nothing like what we got now. Yeah. Nothing like what we got now. Did they not
believe in giving these awards to women? Because
I'm looking here. Pat Summitt.
Yeah.
She got one by Barack Obama. That's shit. Hold on. Let me go to the top here, though. But there's a lot of.
What are you talking about in sports?
Sports only in sports. Okay, you're right. So I did see a few women as far as like arts who got some awards.
Only one in sports. Only one I see.
So he's giving one to Tiger Woods. I'm gonna need him to give one to like Serena or something.
Hey, dog, I saw that Vin Scully. I thought it was the niggas from what's the TV show with the aliens, nigga? X-Files, nigga. I said, what they do?
I found out recently that the Scully character was named after Vin Scully.
Oh, okay. That's why. I mean, maybe somewhere I read that and made the connection. I don't know.
The actor, I think, was a big Dodgers fan.
Okay, because I love the X-Files. Yeah. I don't see many women as far as the one Pat Summitt. As far as sports. Oh no, Billie Jean King. There we go.
Oh, okay. There you go.
That's two.
Yeah. My bad. I'm looking. I'm instead of going real fast, I'm scrubbing the list, checking it twice, trying to find out if you niggas been naughty or nice.
That's two since 1963.
Two since 1963. That is correct, my Lady Lavender.
Lady Lavender.
Hey, there go Michelle Jordan.
Where?
He said Michelle Jordan.
Michelle. I was saying, who is that?
Did I read that wrong? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did. You did.
But yeah. I mean, I guess looking at this list, it's not like, but usually it's not like right after you win something though. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, this nigga won the Masters yesterday. In like, no matter of fact, the 2 days after he won, Trump said he getting the medal. So
ain't the first time he won the Masters.
No. I mean, and not the first time he won, but like literally he won, came back. But usually there's some time that passes because you look at shit, Jack Nick and Arnold Palmer, nigga, 2004.
Mm-hmm.
Billie Jean King, nigga, 2009.
Oh, you know, Trump want to hang out with his buddy. That's
I feel you. I mean, no, I get that. I want taxpayer paid for. Hey, niggas gonna be mad when motherfucking when Tiger up there eating some motherfucking lobster tails and steak instead of that motherfucking Burger King, nigga.
The motherfucking Burger King. That's what you're gonna be saying.
Niggas gonna be mad. Anyway, all right. We spent more time on that than we thought we would. But it's a good insight though. I never really looked into. God damn, Richard Nixon gave everybody. I guess it was the Apollo mission though.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
You niggas might need to get an award.
11 and 13, yeah. And
oh damn! Is Sally Ride? Ooh.
She was the first. Wasn't she the first?
Third woman in space overall. Okay, for some reason it sounds familiar. Anyway, yeah, I'm just looking. Ooh.
Is that the one? Is that the one we talked about?
I don't. No, damn! I shouldn't be laughing. I don't think that was. Was that the Challenger?
Yeah.
Challenger.
Okay.
Space Shuttle Challenger.
That is the one.
Okay. Yeah, she was. That was the one.
Was she in space though? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, if you wanna, yeah.
I mean, they was in the atmosphere, nigga. I don't know if they was in space, but hey.
I mean, there's a lot of space around it.
I shouldn't laugh. I'm gonna stop. I got problems.
Wait a minute. Was that the 87 Challenger though?
83.
It's 83. Yeah, so it might. Yeah.
Okay, so no, it wasn't the 87 Challenger.
Yeah.
The 87 Challenger was the one that blew up.
Yeah. Ooh. I'm just looking at all this shit. Okay. It's a lot of. Yeah, I want to go back here and look at this, dog. Look at like niggas getting these awards and like. Activism. Helen Keller got one?
Helen Keller.
Hey, Philip Randolph.
Yeah? I see him, dog.
Cesar Chavez.
Damn, I see him. That's pretty good. That's
You can see, like, a lot of these are like you were saying, Roger, like way after the fact. Or, like, way after done whatever they were doing in their lives. At least a decade later, except for there's Ellen DeGeneres. So
yeah, as soon as we say that, it's like, because then I saw Joe Biden got one from Barack.
Yeah, but he'd been around for a minute.
He had been around.
Even though he was vice president at that time, he'd been in politics for decades.
True.
Yeah. It's been 10 years since Tiger won his 14th.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
That's true, too. Yeah. That's why I said, I was like, yeah, I mean, now looking at it, I'm like, okay. Well, we know why it really is. He's a black that fucks with Trump. We know why he really getting an award, though, but hey.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how I feel. I shouldn't say we, my bad. Trump. How I feel about it.
I'm telling you, Candace Owens getting the next one, man.
Hey, dog, niggas would riot.
Oh.
Hey, Elvis Presley got one from Trump, nigga. God damn it. I wish that Ray Charles audio was better, nigga. Well. I wish that Ray Charles audio was better, dog. That's perfect.
Yes, that would be.
Wow. This is pretty interesting. Anyway, moving on, dog. We can be on the list all day. Moving on. So we still kind of like in the realm of sports. we touched, like I said before, we recorded last week. For some odd reason, the reverb was bad and it wasn't worth putting out for the few of you who listen to the podcast. You just would have got annoyed by it. But we did touch on the Tyreek Hill investigation. If you don't know, sometime down the line, I think it was last year. It was last year or earlier this year. There was an investigation into Tyreek Hill and his fiance. Was it Semenya? I forget her last name. Crystal Espinal. I don't know. Yeah, y'all can help me out if I'm probably murdering that. Looking into his 3-year-old son's arm being broken. Also, let's remember that she is now also pregnant with twins by Tyreek Hill. We covered some of his history back when he was at Oklahoma State as a star receiver there at Oklahoma State. He was kicked off the team after a domestic abuse while she was pregnant. He had punched her in the stomach. Yeah, so not great, not good thing. So if you haven't been keeping up with that, that's kind of brings you up to date. So now here we are. So we talked about it, how locally how crazy this was, because out of nowhere, like a few weeks before the draft, it comes out, hey, Tyreek Hill and his fiance, their 3-year-old son's arm was broken. Yeah, okay. Everyone assumed it might have been him, but then it kind of just went away. It got quiet, and it was just real weird. And then a couple weeks later, the Johnson County DA was like, we won't press charges. We do believe a crime had been committed, but there's not enough evidence to prosecute either Tyreek Hill or Miss Espinal or whatever. And then literally the next day, some audio footage comes out. Hope you guys don't mind me play that real quick.
Being heard around the world. The Chiefs' Tyreek Hill talking with his fiancée, Crystal Espinal, about the child abuse investigation regarding their 3-year-old son.
That exclusive audio heard right here on KCTV5 means the DA is taking a second look at the case tonight. Investigative reporter Angie Racono talks about her investigation and has more of the audio that you have not heard yet.
The audio is clearly important. The criminal case has now been reopened. Tonight we are sharing more audio, but first we want to let you know when we obtained it. I got it Monday. I did not have permission to share it or make it public at the time. The source was and remains concerned about Crystal and her son. It wasn't until the Johnson County District Attorney declined to press charges.
I'll pause it there. So later on, so we can kind of keep up the story. So later on, it came out that Crystal, the fiance, had recorded this phone conversation that we're about to hear, and she gave that conversation to a friend or a cousin, I can't remember, but basically somebody that's close to her. And basically, that person said, she told me to keep this just in case something happened to her. I'll push play.
That my source said it was time to release it, and that prompted a conversation in our news.
What's up?
Dude, why they got Tyreek picture looking like
dog, I wasn't gonna say nothing, nigga. I wasn't gonna say nothing, dog.
What is that picture?
Hey, dog. Imagine that nigga looking like that coming to pick your daughter up for prom, nigga.
Hey man, that nigga in the picture look like the next words out of his mouth about to be what set you claim.
What set you claim, dog? Or he look a little development delayed. He might be about to say, I can make a booger talk. I don't know.
He probably about to say, your ass need to be scared of me too.
Hey dog, why he got Hey dog, why he got that? Hey Joe, you remember Oak Tree back in the day?
What's up?
Oak Tree, the little clothing store at the Bannister Mall. That nigga got the suit. He got the suit jacket with the print shirt with no tie and some kind of beaded necklace. I don't know what's happening right now.
With the fucking gold tone chain, nigga.
Nah, his chain has turned all white, nigga. What is? I wasn't gonna say nothing because I'm like, you know what? I paused the Harris video too much. I'm just gonna let it play. But I've been looking at this. I feel like this nigga look like he got two brain cells and neither one of them are talking to each other right now.
They on the out.
Them niggas are having a disagreement and we not one eye, his right eye looking left, the right eye looking up, nigga. I don't know what's happening, but we're gonna push play. We're gonna push play.
And then like, he got a helmet on underneath his
he got helmet trans, nigga. Oh shit, dog. Like when
look in the windows, dog.
Nigga in the windows, dog. Like when a nigga say what that mouth do, that's exactly what he look like after he say it, dog. Just like this nigga.
Oh man, okay.
Okay.
Right.
They picked that picture on purpose, man.
Dog, it's
they want to paint this nigga in the worst light.
the worst light, dog.
Shit. Oh man.
That nigga look like an extra from Gotham, nigga. Just a fucking just hey, this nigga number 2 to get killed. Nigga just
Nigga number
Alright, we're gonna push play.
Room about safety. We alerted the prosecutor and gave him the audio. Next, we alerted Crystal's family, friends, and legal team. It wasn't until later in the day, some 6 hours later, that we informed Tyreek Hill's lawyers. We wanted to give everyone time to respond and prepare if that was needed.
But I honestly want you to think about what that night between me and you getting into an argument about the way you disciplined it. Right. And even that CPS lady says that it's you don't do it correctly.
Okay. I will listen. But like I said, though.
No, but you're not listening to me. Think about why a freaking 3-year-old would tell everybody and anybody that you broke his arm. Why would do that?
We are not posting the raw audio on the web. We've had that discussion here, too. There are intimate discussions that we decided was gratuitous and really had no news value. Other people's names are mentioned, and we decided that was exposing people in an investigation. We are releasing large chunks. If you head to our website, we have numerous reports with the bulk of the appropriate audio posted. Angie Racono, KCTV.
So once again, they leave out another part like the other audio we played last week, where basically Crystal says that their 3-year-old son is afraid of him and that Tyreek punches the boy in the chest, and then Tyreek basically tells her, well, bitch, you should be afraid of me too. So that's the other part that's missing on that thing. And go ahead.
For me, I mean, I know we had this conversation last week, and I don't remember how it went. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I mean, a belt. I got a belt. I'm not gonna start telling on myself, but I know I got the.
Don't do it, nigga. Abort.
I know I got the belt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know we you know, I don't pop. I never got popped in the chest or anything like that, but I got friends who have done it, and I would like to think he ain't gonna put the full force into a 3-year-old. You know what I'm saying? I don't
know. It's the same man that punched his.
The whole statement. Yeah. I mean, pregnant wife when he was in the womb. I get it.
He punched her in the stomach.
I would like to think that. I don't know. We talked when the allegations first came out how easy it could be to accidentally break your kid's arm.
Correct.
You know?
Right.
So I mean, hopefully he isn't a monster who maliciously did that to his child. But what I was saying though is that I think the biggest thing for me, and I think the thing that will not go away, is the statement he made to his woman.
Yeah.
Right. And the statement where he said, "You need to be afraid of me too," and then called her out her name.
Call her a stupid bitch. I'll say it for you.
Yeah. So I mean, especially in the context of the situation, the context being that like you said, he did punch her in the stomach while she was pregnant with him. He did plead guilty to doing so, and served 2 years of some sort of probation and rehabilitation, which shows that he obviously has not learned his lesson. And so his lawyers have prepared a statement to discuss that. And guys, I got a call coming in. I'm gonna let y'all take it real quick.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
And so this is what my take is on this. What makes it so hard, but to be a proponent of Tyreek Hill is the fact that he does have those allegations where he punched his fiance.
Well, it's not an allegation. He pled guilty to that, so it's no longer an
He
allegation.
Well, he had those charges of him punching his fiance in the stomach while they were pregnant with this child. Also, because of his past, it's kind of hard to be a proponent of Tyreek Hill, even though, he's cooperated with his lawyers saying that he didn't do this, or even if he's not coming clean, whereas, it might have been an accident or anything like that, and it's hard to get behind that because of these past allegations. And now with the new light of him threatening his now fiance, by saying, bitch, you ought to be afraid of me too. It's kind of hard to get behind him and support him. And that's why, even though I'm not an avid Chiefs fan, I do support the Chiefs because I do live in Kansas City right now. It's kind of hard to get behind all of this and support him as a player, or anything. I mean, even as a human, another human being, it's kind of hard to support him with that.
Yeah, but the thing is, why are we trying to support him? That's the bigger question. It's like
true, and I get that too.
And like the other day when I was here, and I was talking to one of my, I guess the term loosely, former friends from high school, and he was talking about it. And I think a lot of, and I know you're not doing that, but there are a lot of men out there who want to cause physical harm to women, want to make any excuse possible to cause physical harm to women. And I'm not saying that he's doing that, but there's a lot of yada, yada, yada. And the whole thing, I was like, well, in the past, he did this. And he was like, well, we never know. She may have attacked him. She may hit him. I'm like, she was a 140-pound pregnant woman.
Okay.
So you making you trying to, well, hey, you hit me, I do whatever I want to do to you. And it's like, okay, but that's neither here nor there. The whole thing of people trying to find, and I don't think no one's here has done that, people trying to find a reason to make excuses for this dude because he scores touchdowns for their favorite team.
Exactly. And
I think we all know people who have done it, though.
What's up?
It may not be somebody here, but I think we all know people who have done it.
Done what?
Oh yeah.
Made those excuses
Yeah. We know people to do it.
And, I mean, I'm not prepared to throw the man in jail. I think I need to see a little bit more before I do that.
Oh yeah,
I do think the league needs to
suspend him at least.
Deeply investigate, and he deserves a minimum of suspension.
Yeah, we said that last week. And I'm still in the thing that scares me though is we haven't talked about it here, but when I hear people talking about it on social media, whether it be Twitter or Facebook, it's like, fuck this kid though. Ain't nobody saying fuck this kid, but ain't nobody talking about this kid and these two children who about to come into this what seems to be a very toxic and violent relationship where there are two fucking adults who seem to be pointing the finger at each other and no one accepting blame for a 3-year-old.
That's the thing though. That's the thing. So the lawyers for Tyreek Hill had him make a statement to the NFL.
Yeah.
And what they're claiming is the recording came out at a time where he is he's trying to get out. He's trying to get out of the relationship. He's trying to separate because she is allegedly being vindictive. And so I guess to some degree, the fruit of a poison tree. So they had a whole bunch of things to kind of counteract some of the points that were made within the
audio.
The audio, I'm sorry, the audio. And so they did not have an answer for the statement about "you should be scared of me too."
They didn't.
That's indefensible.
And so, go ahead. My bad.
For me, that's the issue. I don't know what happened with the kid, and I have no idea if we'll ever know.
Right.
And so it's tragic that the situation going on with the kid. It's tragic that happened to the kid. Hopefully, they learn from this situation, and if they're separating, hopefully they won't be in that as toxic environment. Yeah, hopefully they'll be able to separate and be the best their best selves with the kid.
Right. For the interest of the kid.
He showed evidence that of her speaking about how the kid lights up whenever Tyreek is around. You know what I'm saying? So the audio points him out to be this monster that the kid is scared of, but there's text messages, there's other audio or corroborated statements that show that, you know, Tyreek is the kid's idol. You know, that too.
And it can very well be both.
Yeah, both. Yeah, most definitely. I mean, so I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if we'll ever know. But I'm saying for the statement alone towards his wife when he has been convicted, it is a known that this dude had a history of domestic violence, specifically with this woman.
Right.
And so for that situation alone, I believe he deserves a suspension. Now, for the child situation, if there's legal proceedings brought in, well, that's going to take care of itself. He's automatically going to be sitting on the sideline if investigators decide we're going to make a charging decision and he's going to be, placed in jeopardy of losing his freedom. That's going to take care of itself. You know what I'm saying? So I think he at minimum deserves a suspension. The Chiefs seem to be in a holding pattern. They don't want to make a decision.
Right.
Because, I mean, shit. Look at Kareem Hunt. They made a decision on Kareem Hunt, and that motherfucker's back in the league the next season.
Right.
And this is there's no clear... Well, at least with Kareem Hunt, it was like, okay, here's a video that this nigga kicking a woman. With this, it's like a lot of he say, she say, and it's some crazy shit, dog. It's like...
I think this situation is way worse than the Kareem Hunt situation.
No, I think it's worse because there's a child involved. But I'm saying where the Kareem Hunt, there was video. Well, I'm saying with this one, you seem to have two adults trying to frame one for the other, and this kid is still out here with this broken arm, and no one's answering for it.
Right.
I mean, and that's where I'm at with it, though. Like, the person I got into it with, he's like, well, you seem to have an agenda to want all men. I'm like, nigga, my only agenda is there's a 3-year-old child with a broken arm, and neither fucking parent seems to know how it happened. That's where I'm at with it. Kind of me, you let my child come home with a broken arm, nigga, we gonna talk about it. We gonna know who did it.
Right.
Maybe that's just me.
The son says Tyreek did it.
I know. On that audio, well, people saying that she says it, but he never says yes or admits to it.
All right.
And so, but then I'm saying, go ahead. Go ahead.
He never fessed up to it or denied it.
Right, but this the same motherfucker who, when she said you punch him, you scared of him. He didn't deny that either, but he also, you should be scared of me too, bitch. So I'm like, what am I supposed to believe? I mean, it's like
kind of hard to, yeah.
And then like I got it up on the screen. I'm trying to go through it to get a synopsis of it. I thought they had actually presented text message conversations, but basically these niggas took screenshots of what could have been a word processor fucking Word document and sent it to the NFL.
Yeah. Right. Could have been.
It says, so was it, for instance, the text message quoted above, I'll show you the text message quoted above are, Tyreek says, Crystal, you know I didn't cause any bruising or harm to our son, but for some reason, I still may be charged. And Crystal reportedly replies, I know you didn't. I did. I hurt, and our son, I'm the one that did it. I was hurt and mad at you, so I blame you for everything. And then so skip to the next paragraph. For instance, do text messages quoted above indicate heal? No. Even if they are real, the letter doesn't contain screenshots of them from an actual phone. That leaves out a lot of important context. And so somebody like the same dude I got into it with, he used this shit to be like, see, I told you she did it. I'm like, nigga, they screenshotted a Word document.
Right. I could have made I could make a phone call conversation with Word.
You can make a phone conversation with your own phone, dog.
Yeah.
But it's not neither here nor there. Like I told him, dog, I don't know what your agenda is. I get that the Chiefs might be your team. That's cool. The Chiefs are my team. But fuck you if you fucking kids up, dog. You can go. We'll be 8-8 or wherever the fuck we gonna be without you.
Right. Yeah, I would rather have somebody, even if somebody on my favorite team had done that shit, I can't support it. I can't support that person because of what they're doing to kids or their wives or anything. I mean, it's an integrity thing, man, with me. I think to be a player in any professional sports, you have to have a certain level of integrity. It should be a high standard.
I'm not gonna go that far because you're human. I'm just gonna say you're an adult. You're an adult with children. Take care of them.
But see, the thing is, though, this is what I'm talking about. Even if you made a mistake, even if you have done something wrong, fess up to it.
Right. But
take your responsibility. And you might have just broke the kids' arm maybe by accident. That shit happens. Or if you are an abusive parent, take ownership of that shit. Go get help and seek help for that shit and kind of correct your situation. Don't try to live in that environment. Or don't kind of blanket it over it like it's not a problem or anything like that. Go get help with that shit, man.
I feel you.
Go ahead and fix that shit.
I'm just saying, I think it's very dangerous to say that because you're a professional athlete, you should have more integrity than the average person. That's true. You just a nigga. You just a man or woman that can do something better than most average people as far as in sports field. But you're still a human, and you still should act accordingly.
Well, let me add a caveat to what I had said. Being someone who has integrity doesn't mean that you're on a pedestal. Because I get it, you are human, you make mistakes. But what I meant by having integrity is live with your, own up to your mistakes, and do the right thing.
Yeah.
Own up to your mistakes. If there's a problem with you, you go and correct it and everything. Because I know that, we all make mistakes. Shit. I could be a cheater on my girlfriend or my wife or whatever, like that. But I'm taking ownership of that. Go correct the situation and, and try to live a happier life.
And then what happens is then you in the Masters and you get invited to the White House.
Exactly. See?
Full circle.
See what happened?
Yeah, but we'll keep an eye on this, man. And like you said, man, just hope that 3-year-old, and also like you said, well, she's pregnant with those twins. And like Joe said, man, just hope if it's a thing of where these are the ugliness of a couple in a relationship, just hope that maybe they find peace in being apart, and she allows him to take care of his children, and he wants to have a positive influence in life and a role in his children's life, and that we'll leave it at that. But until then, man, it's like we said, there's a lot of speculation out there. There's a lot of he say, she say out there. But the big thing is, man, like Joe pointed out, man, that audio where he's like, you should be afraid of me too, you stupid bitch. That's the thing that sticks with me. Did nobody make that man say that?
No.
I think what you said in the other episode is that he lost the benefit of the doubt with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that,
yeah.
It kind of, there's no more evidence to prove the situation with the kid, but it doesn't look good.
Yeah, it don't look good. Like I said, if he would have been like, the nigga would have said, I didn't do it. Even if he would have said, man, this is some bullshit, fuck you, you trying to put this on me, anything. But when you have your history of punching a pregnant woman in the stomach, or punching any woman in general, but specifically punching a pregnant woman with your child in the stomach, and then years later down the road, when we're talking about your son, you probably, maybe, we don't know, have broken your 3-year-old's son's arm, and then you followed up with, you should be scared of me too, you stupid bitch. Nigga, I'm like, I can't, nigga, you on your own, nigga. I'm like Batman, nigga. I ain't gonna kill you, but I ain't gotta save you either.
Right.
So, I mean, we covered what we talked about last week, and we also brought the new shit in as far as like what the other side, his side, just trying to put into play. And of course, as always, we'll have the link on the show notes. All right. So hey, I don't have an appropriate segue for this, but everybody seen the end game?
Yes, I've seen the end game. Very good movie.
What about you, Joe? I know you see it.
Yeah, saw it opening weekend Saturday.
And Lady Lavender, did you see it?
Yep.
Stupid, because we all saw it. Yeah, we all saw it. Me, Timmy saw it yesterday. So let's just go around. We'll do ladies first. So just initial, like, did you like it? Yes, not yes or no, but just a brief initial. Did you like it? So how'd you feel about it, Ada?
I think that having not seen it opening week or second week, is this the third week it's been out? Has it been that long, or is this the second week?
No, it's the second week.
Second week. Okay, so not having seen it the first 2 weeks, I think I'd read about a lot of hype about it, and I think I expected more. I'm not saying it was bad or anything. I thought the first, like, half of it kind of dragged a little bit.
Brief. Did you like it?
I just said I thought it was a good movie.
Okay. Then we'll get a little more in depth. Hello?
Okay.
Who's all there? All right. What about you, Joe?
I've learned my lesson from listening to the previous conversation. Yes, I liked it.
Okay. Anthony?
I liked it.
All right. I thought it was okay. All right.
Brevity. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so go. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ada. So second week, and how that built up to it, and how you got a little more hyped about it. So continue. I'm sorry.
Oh, I have nothing to say now.
You have nothing. What?
I'm just kidding.
Sleeping in the car.
It was just there's just a lot of people talking about it. And of course, at the same time, I tried to avoid what other people were saying, but just people who weren't giving spoilers, I would read, and they're like, so good, you have to see it, best movie ever, I could watch it like 5 times. I wouldn't want to watch the whole entire movie multiple times.
No.
It's just not entertaining to me.
Right.
It dragged for, like, I didn't look at my watch or anything, but it was a long time before a lot of action started taking place.
Agreed.
My question is also, Ada, do you particularly like a lot of action movies, or are you like an action movie buff or anything like that? To add as a caveat.
I like all kinds of movies. I haven't seen all of the Marvel films, so I don't know. Maybe they're all like this, where they drag for 2/3 of the movie.
No.
My impression is that they're not like that from the ones that I have seen. But yeah, I like action movies.
Okay. So, yeah, I just want to get, like, just a background question is because some people that have seen it are not into the comics or are into like action movies and stuff like that, and you know, basically judging on what they see on the screen, you know, as opposed of knowing the history or into actions or into comics or anything like that. So, yeah. Okay. Anybody else?
What do you think, Anthony?
Well, I think it was a pretty good movie as far as there was a part in time that's probably maybe 45 minutes to an hour long where there was a lull period, but it was pretty, I think overall it was pretty entertaining. The lull period kind of ties in, it made sense, as I would say. It made sense. It kind of tied everything in, and it kind of like made sense of all of the previous movies that involved the Infinity Stone and Thanos and everything that built up to this culmination.
Yeah, it seemed like, to me it seemed, and maybe I'm wrong, but it seemed like it was a lot of, the beginning was a lot of, we're going to try to make sure that people who haven't seen all the other movies know where the stones were, just remind people of all of that, rather than just jumping into what's happening with them all now, or what's about to happen.
Well, a lot of the beginning of the movie was basically telling you the story of what happened, like after the snap, basically. Mm-hmm. How Earth was, basically the universe, how the universe was after the finger snap.
Yeah, but
how it developed.
Yeah, but they didn't even really go into that though. I'll be quiet. Yeah, y'all know how I feel.
I know. Go ahead, Stuart.
I just feel like a lot of that movie could have been cut. Cause y'all both heard me say, dog, if somebody don't get punched in the goddamn face soon, I'm gonna be upset. I mean, and I get like you got it like I got how I liked that in the beginning. They showed them niggas riding on Thanos, and Thor basically like fucking showed like this is what I should have did to begin with. So he was like, that's why he was on his feelings about it. Like that nigga wanted to stab that nigga in the shoulder or the chest, do his little touchdown dance, give him a little speech like, nigga, I told you paid for that, and he fucked up. So that's what that was all about. Boom. But then like I still would give it the movie an 8 out of 10. But it just seemed it was like 30 or 40 minutes here and there that was not needed in my opinion.
Okay. Joe, what do you think?
Man, they were trying to do something that had never been done before.
I feel you.
They were trying to wrap up 22 movies.
Oh no,
22.
I get it. It was like I said. I said it best in 30 Piazza's Instagram post. It was a decent ending to a fucking great journey.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought the action sequences were pretty good. They were maybe not as good as some other movies, but they were good action sequences. There's just a whole shit ton of characters.
Yeah.
There's a shit ton of characters, and they trying to, there's a whole bunch of storylines, and they all got to be connected together. And people who have, done most of the research remember, what's going on for the most part. But, you do have the hype around it, so they're expecting new viewers. I have a student, basically a student teacher. She works for City Year, who is not really caught up on this. And she asked me if I went to the show, would I know what's going on? And I was like, I really don't know if you would, because I may not have seen every one of the movies from Marvel, but I've watched the vast majority of them, and I started watching from the beginning.
Okay.
So I have a solid idea what's going on. I couldn't tell you through your lenses how you would feel about this movie, because there's a lot going on. And
Right.
if you haven't seen at least, at minimum, Infinity Wars, I don't know if you'd be able to keep up.
Hey, there was somebody. It was a high five-star podcast. Shout out. They was talking about an old dude at work who was like, I saw Black Panther and I saw this and I saw that. He's like, I think I'm ready. You think I can go see, the second one? And they was like, yeah, man, because Thanos. They said that nigga said, who's Thanos? Like,
you're not ready.
Yeah, dog. You might want to watch the first part before you go watch the second part, my nigga.
Yeah.
But there's people out there like that, though. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. But yeah, my whole thing was I did watch every last one of the movies leading up to Endgame.
I did too.
Even the ones that didn't have the Infinity Stones in it or anything like that. So I kind of know a little bit of the background story and a little bit of kind of like the little nuances that led up to the end game, which I thought, which answered a lot of questions that I still had, well, how are they going to get to this point, or how are they going to get to this point? And then I saw it all portrayed out in the end game. So. Yeah,
I'm still going to say there's a lot. But no, I mean, it was at the core being an action movie, and then two parts to it. So, like Ada pointed out, we saw it the second week. So while I did do a good job of ignoring a lot of shit, there's still all this oh, you're gonna cry, oh, it's so emotional, oh, so that, and I was like, I don't feel like crying. This is okay, this is cool. But then also, I take into account that you talking about 22 films, 10 years?
10 years. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe I think 11.
10 years.
10 or 11, somewhere in there. Yeah, somewhere in there. You can give or take a month. That's a lot, dog. I mean, I get it. That's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot. And I give it that. But I mean, there was just, there were just some lulls here and there. And I get it. They got to get. You don't realize it when you're watching the movie, but there's a lot of tying up of things that are coming because certain characters, if you haven't reading up or keeping up on all the little background shit, but I have, so I did know. But there are certain characters who aren't going to be there, who aren't going to be a part of this universe anymore because they're going away or they're dying or whatever. So I get all of that, but still, I'm just sitting there I need somebody to get punched in the face once, please.
Yeah, I mean, it's an action movie, so you expect action.
And they made up for it at the end, even when they had the sister girl moment. That's cool. All the female characters from the universe all mounted up. And probably as I told Ada in 10 Meters, probably my favorite scene was Scarlet Witch was fucking up Thanos, and he basically hit that, get this bitch off me.
Please. Fire.
Hey, fire all the missiles. What about the troops? Fuck them. Get this bitch off me now. Because I'm getting fucked up by these red hands, nigga. Please.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I still give it 8 out of 10. I mean, what they did, dog. I mean, we've talked about it before on previous episodes, dog. If you would have told Lil Joe and Lil 10 Meters, and I don't know if Lil Ada was reading comic books back then, but you would have told me that something of this magnitude would have taken place in my adulthood, I'd have laughed in your face and called you a motherfucking crackhead.
Yep. Exactly. Because it was no way.
No way.
No way you was going to put this in live action.
I'm like, wait a minute.
In my adulthood.
You talking about the same people that bought us the Phantom? Gonna make something that's gonna spend 10 years and have niggas so enthralled that they sitting and staying after the credits just to get a glimpse of what's gonna come next? I'm like, no. Yeah. You high.
You out your damn mind. I ain't staying for no damn credits on nobody's movie. I ain't doing it for Star Wars. So what the fuck I'm gonna do for Marvel?
Hey, Joe. What about that nigga's Falcons lineup on his beard though?
Oh man, no, tell me.
Yeah,
about it. I don't know.
It was a little odd.
Like he had a football chin strap on, nigga.
He did though. He did. He had.
Did he have it painted in?
I don't know. I don't know if he had that. He had that Beijing. I don't know what was happening.
It wasn't right, man. It wasn't
I
right.
like you can't be in this Captain America looking like a motherfucker.
It looked like a chin strap, dog. It looked like he had a helmet on.
He like he had that old school punter helmet on, nigga. Just the one bar.
Yeah.
That's what he looked like.
You out here giving spoiler alerts, man. Come on, man. How you do that, man?
It's too. Come on, dog. What? You know what? That's a good discussion, dog. What's the time frame on spoiler alerts?
If you ain't seen it by now, fuck you.
Cause I got people. It's like, huh? But I'm a big person where like I don't give a fuck, dog. This is a big cultural event. I don't care. I'm like if you talk about it, I'll just walk away. But I also don't care because I'm a person. I need to see it for myself because people view it differently.
Hey Joe, I was gonna see Endgame like last week, but I was like, you know what? It might be too damn crowded at the damn theater room, and so I'll just wait a week. Well, it wasn't even a week, dog. It wasn't even.
I get the rest of the world, Joe. This is just me. I'm not a person that cares if niggas spoil it because I still need to see it with my own eyes. Because the way we all see, as we talk about on the show, we all look at one fucking news event and all see it different ways. So I'm gonna see it a different way. I'm gonna process it a different way. I'm gonna see a little something. Yeah, you might. I'm like, oh, okay. Tony Stark gonna die? Okay, cool. All right, but how he gonna die?
He's just gonna double down on it.
I'm just saying, how he gonna die though? That's the big thing. How he dies is more important to me than he just died.
Right. Yeah, Tony Stark dies in this one.
But you got the same people though who are mad like Game of Thrones. Y'all talking about Game of Thrones already? Are you fucking kidding me, nigga? This is a worldwide cultural event. Get off of Twitter. Get off Twitter, nigga. You know it's Sunday. You know it's about to go down. Why you on Twitter when you know it's Game of Thrones Sunday, my nigga?
Hey, and as a person who has never seen a Game of Thrones, go ahead, spoil it for me. I'm gonna go back and catch it anyway. So when it comes out on,
But also Game of Thrones is also in that same vein of it's such a ride though, because of course it's a TV show, so you got seasons upon seasons upon seasons. But it's one of them rides where even if I spoiled it for you, dog, the journey there is a motherfucker, dog. It's some like woo shit.
Right. So I got 8 seasons to catch up on. So there you go.
Hey, you about to be a traveling man, dog. You gonna have the time.
Yeah.
You got HBO, nigga. Just just sit back and watch, dog. Like I said, the first season a little boring, a lot of character building, but after that though, yeah.
Yeah. Whirlwind.
Strap in, nigga.
All right.
I mean, because Ada, she hasn't finished everything, but she kind of like started it a little late. And I mean, I don't know. I won't speak for her, but she can attest, dog. Like it's a little slow at first, but then it gets going.
Okay.
I watched the whole thing up until like the 4th season as it was going, and then I stopped because the 4th season was boring when it started out, like the first few episodes.
Yeah, it's a little low. There's some more characters. Because 4th season they bring some more characters in. So once again, they do character building to kind of draw you in. Because half of the niggas about to get killed anyway.
I was done. I was like, I'm done.
It's good, dog.
Well, they brought some new characters in Endgame.
They did.
Yes, they did.
Why you spoiling it, Joe?
Oh man, come on.
You already gave us the biggest spoiler.
The 2 biggest.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
You.
What's the biggest one?
The ending.
You said I bring the 2 biggest ones. What's the 2 biggest ones?
I'm not about to tell you again. Hey,
well, we already told them that Tony Stark died.
Dog, if you didn't know Tony Stark was gonna die, you ain't been watching. You ain't been watching the whole trilogy, this whole 10-year span.
Yeah.
Like the other person that died was a surprise to me. I won't say who. That was a surprise to me and how it happened. But once they got to where they were getting, I was like, "Ooh, yeah, this ain't gonna turn out right."
No.
The other one was.
Let's see. One of the main characters.
The other one was the outcome of Falcon.
Huh?
That's the other. The second biggest spoiler was Falcon.
Oh, his chin strap, and he's getting the shield.
Well, but there's still debate that he'll be the next Captain America, though. There's still debate about that. He got the shield, but also though in the comic book universe there is a black Captain America. He just doesn't go by the name Falcon.
Right.
But so that wouldn't be a spoiler for people who follow comic books.
But not everybody follow the comic books.
I don't know what to tell you. I'll tell you read up. Welcome to the game. Welcome to, what Doctor Strange say? This is the end game.
It's in the game. We're in the end game now.
Yep.
So
I saw it for all y'all. I was courteous enough to let y'all see it. So
you could have told me the whole story, and I still would have been there to see it, bro. That's just me, though.
I think for me, it's like I'd rather not hear the big things, and that's why even now, if I know people who haven't seen it who want to see it, I'm not going to talk about the things that are big in the movie. I'll be like, I like the movie, but I'm not going to tell details. Same with, I understand Twitter's there and all that stuff for like a Game of Thrones, but if I know my sister's not watching it until Wednesday, I'm not going to bring up the stuff that happened in the Sunday episode if she doesn't want to hear it.
Right. I'm not going to bring it up. But that's why I said Twitter specifically. Like at work, I don't speak about Game of Thrones to people who I know don't watch it till Monday. But if you're on Twitter, actively on Twitter, while people live tweet everything on Twitter. All of a sudden, you don't want them to live tweet Game of Thrones.
It's different to be in a conversation and something you're saying. This is how the movie ended.
Yeah, that's why I said Twitter specifically. That's it. Yeah, like because at work we got there are two people over in Calf Lab who are big Game of Thrones fans, and it was one of them watches it Sunday night, the other one for some reason watches it Monday night. So me and the person that watches Sunday night go off to the side and talk about it away from her. Because like you said I have respect to you in this space at work. But on Twitter, it's like, you got to log off on Sunday, dog. Because we about to talk about it. It's going to be all the memes, all the jokes, everything going to be there.
Right. Which I get it. I get that. You know, everybody wants to live tweet, you know, what they see right then and there. I mean, it's up to you to log yourself off and you know, see it when you're gonna see it.
But just like me though, I really went 2 weeks of just ignoring anything Avengers related.
Yeah, I stopped watching.
I knew the one person was gonna die. I didn't know the other person because I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna pay attention. But if someone had told me, I'd been like, okay, cool, I'm still gonna watch it. That's just me, but I do respect other people. I try to.
I knew that it was gonna be a big character. I didn't know that one of the persons was gonna die. And that's the one that you're talking about. I didn't know that person was gonna die, but I had a speculation.
Y'all talk about it.
Why you said not to?
No.
Because I thought the main reason why everyone had to watch it because we were going to do a spoiler review of the movie. That's why I thought of that, and we'll put that in the show notes as a spoiler for the movie. That's why I thought we were asking about that.
Yeah. So I did not know Tony Stark was going to die until we start going through. Exactly. So until we start going through the movie, I'm like, no, he has to die. He has to die in this movie because that's the only way that this movie would make sense.
Nah, nigga, when they was on that planet,
when
they was on that planet,
we was on the planet.
In the first movie, I was like, yeah, dog, Tony about to go, dog. And then specifically, when that nigga saw his daddy in the past, I was like, oh yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah. Oh, And yeah, that culminated. That actually put the exclamation point when he saw his daddy in the past, when he went back to the past
to the quantum realms.
Like, yeah.
To go back.
I'm like, yeah, he's dead.
I was just like, dog. And then his daddy said, "I wish I had sacrifice for the greater good instead of whatever." I was like, "Oh yeah, this nigga dying for everybody."
So yeah, that put the exclamation point was okay. Yeah, he's gonna die because it also tied up to where Tony had that vision in the second Avengers with Ultron.
Age of Ultron. Yep.
Vision. Yeah. When he had the vision that everybody else had died, and he was still alive.
Yeah.
And Captain America turned to him and said, "You know, Tony, you could have did more to save us. You could have done more." And I was like,
he's been the most selfish character on the surface. He's been the most selfish character throughout the MCU, and it's just like I was like, yeah. He gonna be the one to make that sacrifice to get them tears, nigga.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, he's ran his arc though too.
True. Yep. Yeah, he did. So it made perfect sense for him. Yeah, perfect sense that he.
But Joe gave me permission. Thank you, Daddy Joe. I did not see fucking Black Widow. I didn't see that shit.
No, I didn't. That was a fucking surprise.
But now when they got to that planet, I was like, yeah, he got a wife, he got 2 kids, 3 kids actually, got 3 kids. I like, yeah, she about to go. But up to that point, I had no idea.
Right. Damn, I didn't know. In fact, I didn't even know they were going to.
Well, they're gonna get the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
And it requires a sacrifice.
Yeah, of course.
Or someone like you, not just a sacrifice, but something or someone, whatever that you hold, you love. You have to give something that is very personal to you.
Yeah. So.
Well, we got Zoe Saldana back.
In a way, she's different.
Yeah, Gamora did come back. You're right. She came back via the past.
But tell me, your boy is excited. Them niggas, that Argadians, whatever the fuck of the galaxy, nigga, Argadians of the galaxy, they got to make that happen, dog. That's gonna be some good comedy.
Yeah.
The what now?
Because remember when Thor got on Star-Lord's ship, and they were saying who's the I'm a little tipsy. Asgardians, there we go. The Asgardians of the galaxy.
Asgardians, there we go. Now we talk.
My bad. I fucked it up. That's on me. My bad. They got to make that happen because that first Infinity Wars, them niggas on that ship in the first fourth in the movie, that was some good comedy, dog.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I was like, let's give it a try at least, because I mean, maybe we're looking too deep into it because they didn't really specify the rules because the Gamora that came was the Gamora that came from the past to the present. Right. So does the actual Gamora who sacrificed herself in the first Infinity Wars, is she gone the same way that Black Widow's gone?
Oh yeah, because I could definitely see your boy getting all tight because Thor throwing some eyes at her.
Yeah, because he trying to find her, right? And also, I might be mistaken, but I don't remember them showing the past Gamora. Did they show her again after Tony Stark snapped his fingers?
No.
So did she disappear? So did past Gamora go?
I don't. That's a good question.
That's a good question. So that's what I'm saying, though. I'm glad. Me and Joe, once we figure out how to do this, we'll make sure to put spoiler alert on top of the podcast. So,
yeah.
So
you know what? But what's her name? Nebula is still alive
because there is a present Nebula.
Right.
The Nebula. There's a Nebula. Nebula never died in Infinity Wars, right? There's a past Nebula that came with past Thanos and Gamora.
How how can President Nebula still exist when she killed Past Nebula? If Past Nebula's dead, how is there a future?
Dog. How can Captain America fight Past America and there's not some kind of explosion because you're not supposed to touch yourself from the past and the present? All the rules that we thought. But they made a point of making fun of that because we get all our theories of time travel from movies, so they kind of made fun of that too within that movie, right?
And it did. Right, it did.
I mean, but there's also physicists who say that you're not supposed to be able to, because time travel is a theory. If you go to the past and you see you're not supposed to touch past self because now you're whatever fucking temporal plane or whatever the fuck. Yeah. So there's a lot of things in that movie if you get deep into it on a physical.
Same time.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that if you get into on a physical level that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make that, of course, are way above my pay grade knowledge. So I try to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna keep it simple.
So with all that being said, if they want Black Widow back, they will get Black Widow back.
Yeah, I would think so. Cause they're
go back to the past and get her.
I mean, maybe, but I'm saying, but there's a lot of rules that they broke.
Get Iron Man back too.
Yeah, I'm saying there's a lot of rules that they broke within their own rules that if you look at the movie, you begin to question. That's why I say 8 out of 10 because it's like, even in the quantum realm, they're talking about that. Why is old boy's mama so old? Because in the quantum realm, time passes at a much slower rate. Correct? Or am I mistaken?
Old boy's mama. Correct.
Not old boy's mama. It would have been the original Wasp. Because she was the one that looked like Iron Man that came.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, she must have been trapped in the quantum realm a whole lot longer.
I mean, she was, but the passage of time is supposed to be so much slower. You know, so why did she age so quickly?
Yeah, that's a good question. That is a very good question.
But once again, though, it's like you can't get you. It's at its heart, it's an action and comic book movie. That's why in the theater I'm asking myself these questions, but then I gotta go, wait a minute, nigga, why are we? We're talking about a movie where a purple nigga from whoever knows wherever gets 5 fucking cubic zirconia fucking emeralds and can kill everybody. So let's not get too deep into it.
Anyway.
What'd you say?
It's 6
cubic zirconias, nigga.
My bad, 6. I said 5. You're right. Get your math right, nigga. Get your math right.
Okay, but as a caveat, Captain America is old as fuck now.
What? Yeah.
Captain America is old as shit.
But what?
He came back, he was old as shit.
But then that's left to when he decided to exit the quantum realm.
Right.
So, but once again, there's a lot that goes into it, though. So it's like you can't. It could probably be thesis papers written upon that shit. Who knows? I don't know. All I'm saying is, as far at the base level, it like people who like died for real seem to can't come back.
Right.
But niggas who, when Thanos snapped that finger and they disappeared, they seem to be able to come back. That seems to be the basic rule.
Yeah. Well, see, that's because they had went before the finger snap and got the Infinity Stone.
Did we see Loki? Did he make it?
No, Loki.
No, because but and Thanos made it very clear there won't be no comebacks. And Loki died before the finger snap.
Yeah.
Just like Gamora died before the finger snap. So if they do that as Guardians of the Galaxy shit and they're able to find her, it's like that steps outside of the rules of what you've been showing.
Right.
Nigga, make up their own fucking rules.
I know they make their own rules, but we were talking about rules though. I'm just saying we were talking about rules. But I like that. But like I got hyped though when I saw Thor and him on that ship and he was looking for her. I'm like, that's a good movie.
But you know what though? As a caveat though, I really do think that they're gonna find a way to tie that little bitty piece of Endgame to the next whatever that's coming out next.
Well, they're gonna jumpstart the next round of it because they already talking about on because Disney has that network coming out. They're talking about Hawkeye gonna have his own show. Right. I don't know if y'all fuck with Inhumans. I liked Inhumans. I wish they would have did better with it, but they didn't. But the first couple of episodes is cool. But that ties into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I love. Yeah. They about to start their May 10th. Their new season comes out. So I think they're just
motherfucking wait. Damn it, I can't wait.
Yeah. So they did the end game as far as this story arc. I'm sure they got because we made too much money not to develop something else.
Right.
I wish they hadn't fucked up Galacticus as far as with the Final Four. That'd be another great story arc.
Fantastic Four, y'all, not Final Four.
I said, damn, ooh, that's a tank like a motherfucker, ain't it? Ooh. God damn, I tanked the shit out of that. But for real though, you got Galacticus with as far as Fantastic Four. Let's not forget fucking Dr. Doom. That nigga is a beast. So you got a lot of people in the MCU universe who are fucking have ungodly amount of power where you can stretch that out for another 5, 8, 10 years and develop a whole nother the world coming to an end. We got to assemble type of story arc and bring these second tier, third generation superheroes into the play. That's just me though. I'm sure we made too much money to let this shit just go.
I'm sure there's enough source material to find something else.
Oh, there's a lot of good source material out there. I mean, then I don't know if I like. I mean, it's not MCU, but with me and Anthony were watching Blade again, so we started talking about black superhero movies, and then they're about to bring Spawn back with Jamie Foxx. I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll see. But I mean, Spawn wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't bad, especially for that time and what they was given as far as budgets for comic book movies. So we'll see. We shall see. Yeah, but overall, man, like I said, it wasn't a bad movie. It was a good movie. There were some parts I was I could have dealt without. I don't know about Professor Hulk. We'll see about that. When they gonna go, I think what you try to do. Y'all still there? You got quiet?
Yeah.
Okay. You got pitch perfect quiet, but because the critique has been it's hard to do a Hulk movie because you don't want to have Hulk just grunting and smashing everything for 2 hours, nor does anyone care about the fucking Doctor and him being a fucking bumbling nerd for 2 hours. So that's a pretty good middle ground if they can pull it off. So we'll see where they go with that. Oh well.
I don't know about that, man. That shit was kind of
some point in time I was just I mean, that was another thing. I was just okay, for this movie, we'll let it ride. But it was nigga, Thanos still fucked you up.
I think they need to go away from the original Avengers and just go on to. I mean, the contracts expired for Iron Man and Captain America. Those stories are those two. Yeah, they needed to do. I think Hulk need to be next. Now he can go play sidekick again, but I don't want to see a whole movie of Smart Hulk either. That shit don't make sense to me.
No, that's what I said. I was I mean that's the best of both worlds, but it's also not the greatest movie.
I think Hulk is best suited for the cartoon, the animated series.
Because it's like 30 minutes
with animation. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same way that's the same way that DC rules the fucking animation universe.
Yeah.
For some reason, they can't get around on the screen. I don't know what that's about, but okay, whatever.
That's because they got shitty-ass writers for their screen work, man. The animators are much better.
Yeah, but they got to have writers for the cartoons, and then the storylines in the cartoons seem to make sense.
Yeah, but they don't. But you know.
I get it. It's not the same as writing a live-action movie. I do get
that.
I do get that.
It's contracted with their studios or whatever's going on with them.
Hey, all I gotta do. Hey, so we're gonna have to close this off. We talk about this shit forever. So we were sitting in the theater, and I get it. It's a comic book movie, But even comic book movies still seem to have rules within their own movies. So at the, you know, we already gave up that Tony Stark died. So at his funeral, there are niggas who are like, you know, the superhero niggas, and there are like regular people there. Didn't no other regular motherfuckers take no exception to the fact that there was a live tree there? Just chilling?
But they experienced fucking Infinity War.
Yeah, I guess you're right. They did experience being zapped away to some other realm. But like me, I'd been like, hey man, there's a tree talking. And he keeps saying Groot. I don't know. That was just me.
It had been 5 years since Infinity Wars, so and a big purple California raisin had came to smash the whole fucking universe.
Yeah, but everybody didn't see the purple nigga though.
Nigga, they heard about it.
Huh? Who? The niggas that's been gone for 5 years? They got snapped into wherever.
The survivors had talked all about it.
Yeah, it did say thing before Thanos. You're right. But I'm just saying, a lot of people there though was some niggas that got snapped up in the as we what we called it last time, the show that never was released, the Quantum Rapture.
Yeah. Hey, I think I'm gonna make it through this one though.
Oh, good job. Hey, yeah, y'all missed. Hey, I'm mad, dog. Y'all missed out on this nigga Joe taking the dirt nap, nigga, on the middle of the podcast. We was talking, and I was like, hey, let's wrap it up. And it was just tumbleweeds. And I was like, all right, Joe. And it's just more tumbleweeds. Only thing to save you was you wasn't snoring.
Good. That was it.
Because Anthony still got you on the snoring.
I might have to get my hands on the lost tapes.
Oh, yeah.
The
lost tapes.
Damn.
Lady Lavender, you still there?
I'm still here.
So quiet. Make sure you didn't go to sleep.
I don't know anything about those movies.
She was like, I don't care about none of your fucking movies. Y'all need to go back to your mama's basements and read your comic books. But as far as like this movie, anything as far as like the movies you have seen, and then like the wrap up as far as Endgame, anything to add before we close out?
Not for me.
No? Okay. Guess I'll be on the couch tonight. Been nice knowing. Oh, because I was like, hey, we just trying to do a brief, and then you got quiet. I was like, okay, I'll be in the car. I'll probably be sleeping in the trunk tonight, y'all. Freeze to death. Hey, Joe, you still got some room on the couch, pimp? Did Joe fall asleep?
Huh? What just say?
No, I said you still got some room on. You still got an extra couch for me? I might need it.
Let's fuck with y'all.
That's pretty good.
I was gonna say, damn, that nigga didn't make it.
I was like, damn, Thanos got the gauntlet back.
Thanos snapped the finger again.
That nigga Thanos went to the quantum realm and came back.
Yeah. Now, yeah, man, it couch. Yeah.
All right,
got it, bro.
I'm gonna pack a bag. I'll be there in a little bit.
All right, man.
All right, man. It's been good. So anything in closing? Any final statements, words, reasons, all that good stuff?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everybody showing up, showing out. Thank you for your time. Thanks for everybody for listening. How to contact us will be in the show notes. All the links in articles that we talked about today will be in the show notes. So thank you for your time on the KC Store Nigga Rockin' Podcast. Thank you, Lady Lavender, Joe Jeff, Twin Brothers of Doom, 10 meters. And as always, enjoy the